Hey guys, it's Heinzie here. Thank you so much for joining us. If you're brand new to this channel, please smash that subscribe button. It is super important to help us grow this awesome channel. Now, of course, we had the Gridsy session on last night, 10 p.m. Eastern. Always pretty wild. We got the win, so that was a bonus. We won by about 20 banners, which was pretty cool. But we had a really great conversation with our boy Grid, also Lego Calrissian as well, also Ricky Boy, Rick Astley, and of course Loki from RSG. Had a cool chat about Conquest. Still a little bit unhappy about how Vader is as well, guys. Talked about that a little bit. And find out why Ricky's not doing his own Conquest. Enjoy the recording, guys. All right, so we need to talk, fellas. Let's have a chat about Conquest. Let's have a quick chat about that one. One of the really funny terms I heard was cancel quest during the week. That was quite funny. I did enjoy that term. It was really disappointing. I'm not going to lie, but look, I'm going to start with Lego because Lego, you've been having fun with it originally, haven't you? You've been having some fun with it, man. And
I'm having fun because of different reasons. But recently picked up my new account, which was a big upgrade to what I had. And I'm obviously more having fun with that. But I think, like, I'm not super annoyed with the grind. I guess it's annoying, but one, I'm sitting at home doing nothing, so it gives me something to do.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's that bad, to be honest. Like,
yeah.
If you go and actually get the teams where you can try and get a couple of feats at a time, then it's cool. But I do agree with Loki. I was listening to him the other day where you got to use the Empire in Sector 3, and there's only one Empire team that works. And as soon as you use them once, that's it. You can't use them when they're at 90% stamina because they just don't go first and they just die. So
yeah,
getting that the hard way.
Yeah, no, straight up. It's crazy stuff. It really is. So Ricky Boy, dude, I want your opinion on Conquest. Obviously, we haven't talked about that with you or we talked about it with Grid, but I haven't talked to you or Loki about it. But how you finding the new one, man? I'm finding it pretty grindy. I really am, and to me, it kind of goes against everything that we had at the start. It was more enjoyable. In my mind back then, but dude, I'd love your opinion. I really would. What do you think?
So when you have such a system such as Conquest that you've developed and put your hard work into, and you have to explain in a dev post that these feats are working properly, but the explanation requires a deeper understanding of how damage is applied from damage over time effects. That's bullshit. Damage over time effects. Now, you kill yourself with damage over time effects instead of anything that's applied by them. Say Vader applies a dot. Well, now that dot, Padme is killing herself with that dot. Vader didn't inflict it. That's stupid. It doesn't count towards feats. It's retarded. They had cancel quest the first time. It's still stupid. I'm paying Tendermill $25 to do it for me. Conquest is stupid. I'm not doing it. Someone else can. That's my opinion.
Oh, and it's certainly one of those. It's certainly one of those real frustrating things. And Loki, let's have a quick chat about it, Loki, as well, because I obviously
it's never a quick chat with me, man.
I'm sorry.
I'll break the whole thing down for you, man.
All right, lay it on me, brother. What's your overall opinion?
I'm with Lego a little bit. I mean, I guess I didn't enjoy it at first. I kind of had a feeling they were going to cancel it when all the bugs started happening. So what I did was I wailed the crap out of it the first day before they relaunched it. So, I mean, I was able to get, all the desirable stuff and mall shards, and then they gave me a refund and I was super happy with that. So, but the second time around, I don't know. I mean, I guess I approach it differently. Like my approach to it is I think it's a lot easier if you just clear the sectors. And the important thing is don't lose. So, I mean, if you one-star it, that's fine. In my opinion, but again, I have a different roster than some where I basically have everything. So I got 5 GLs to do all the work. I grind out Sector 5, get all the discs I can, and then you go back and do the feats. And the feats aren't that bad once you have all the discs.
Yeah. Okay.
I found out like Sector 4, the baddest team in Sector 4 is Gas 501. He can do the whole thing because, for example, you use that, what's the disc where you get protection back every time he attacks out of turn? So basically, Gas never sits down, which is hilarious. And then Rex annihilates everybody. And you can do this like stamina 30, right? 30%. So there's little bullshit teams like that I'm starting to find out. Kind of what Lego said about the Empire team. Unfortunately, I haven't found anything better than Troopers, unfortunately.
Yep.
But that Gas one is hot money right now because I told my guild that, and everybody's enjoying Sector 4 now because
thanks
because you can use Gas all the way down to 20%. It's like he doesn't die.
That's
because every time he attacks out of turn, he gets all his protection back, and then Rex just executes everybody. So Maul is basically a 6-minute fight on auto if you get it set up right. So people are happy with it, and it's 3-star, right? Because you don't lose anybody.
No, that's right. Yeah, they're full.
Yeah. So that's good for Sector 4. But I mean, I can touch base on like other teams I've with, but right now it's fun for me because when you have all the data discs and you have the right data discs, like Zoltan in chat, yeah, defense formation. That's like the one, man. That's the money disc right there. It's really fun. And then you find the one team like I think Sector 5. Okay, so if you guys are in Sector 5 or coming up to it, find the Tusken Raider node. I hope you get it because once you get the Tusken Raider node, you can spam all the feats on that one node. You can get the Bad Batch feats, you can get the Geo feats, you can it's super easy. Because it's freaking Tuskens and there's no leader, right? So
absolutely,
there's little Easter eggs like that, right? So CG kind of dropped these little bullshit teams in each sector. So you just have to, like, if you see Gas, don't go after Gas. Like, that's dumb, right? Like, because he's hard.
Go for
right?
the squishy
find all
ones.
these weird teams and then you just replay that node all over again. But it's easier when you get all the discs.
Yeah.
So that's like my number one advice to everybody is don't be afraid to just 1-star everything, but get through everything and then get all the discs. And then when you go back, it's a lot easier. And then don't lose, right? So I'm actually enjoying it, honestly. And I'm actually like close to 500 burritos already. And I refreshed the first 2. We're on what, day 11? Is that what it is? Or there's 11 days left?
Yeah, 11 days left. Yeah.
Okay. So I refreshed the hundreds. I didn't do the 200s. I refreshed the hundreds. And then I'm at the point now where, because the thing is you can't blast through it because you got to wait for the guys to heal up, right? You got to wait for the stamina to come back.
Yeah.
So I just blasted through it with the refreshes. And then I feel like now I don't have to refresh it. I just got to wait for the stamina to come back. And then you attack each individual node with all the data discs. And then it doesn't feel bad anymore. But I totally get it. It's totally different, like what you said, from when they launched it and they kept changing it and whatever. But I mean, I don't know.
The things
what it is, right?
The things that you've already come up with, obviously, with the data disc to make that particular phase easier. You're not going to see that next one. It'll go, right? Let's be honest.
Well, so the problem too is there's RNG with the data disc because some of my guildmates didn't even get the defense formation until Sector 4, right? Like that's not fair, right? Yeah. And some of my guildmates aren't getting the easy node. Like they're not getting Tuskens. They're not getting Phoenix. They're not getting, well, Phoenix is kind of hard too, but they're not getting like Night Sisters, right? Where you can spam the 40 kills or whatever.
Yeah.
By Daka is going to revive a bunch of Night Sisters. You just keep killing them over and over again. You get done with the feat. The 40 kills, you like everybody's doing JML Phoenix, right? For you send in Ezra to get all the kills to do the 40 kills. Yep. But you can do that with anybody, right? So then there's like a Bad Batch one. You use Jedi Master Kenobi to call Hunter or something to assist, and then Hunter gets all the kills.
Hunter does all the kills.
It's the same mechanic, right? Over and over again. But I think what it is somebody has to come out with a guide to kind of reiterate all this crap, and then everybody will have a good time again, in my opinion.
No, that's fair enough.
It's new,
What I do like, and as you said, Ricky, I'll ask Ricky because he'll tell me anyway. but it's one of those situations where the data discs really are more important than ever. They really are. I think it's really, really super beneficial, Ricky, to get the right data discs in to give yourself the best advantage throughout the rest. And if you get a crap run, and let's be honest, I've had one. We've all had, a pretty trash run when it comes to data disc drops, brother. That's probably most important now, isn't it? It'll make it a heck of a lot easier, a heck of a lot harder.
Yeah, data discs that's the biggest thing. I don't know if I have any boosters or anything like that because I'm not doing it. I did do half of Sector 1 and I got pissed off, so I just stopped. But what I did notice is they've removed zombie from the Night Sister teams, most of them. And that pisses me off to the extreme. Not only are you making the Night Sister teams worse, which you shouldn't, two, you're making it a lot harder to farm feeds because they're getting the Dathomir little drippy symbol above them. I forgot what the buff's called. But you're making it so much harder to farm the feats, and that was almost the only way to do it before, was to farm a zombie. And it's still possible, like Loki was saying, but it's just, that's stupid that you don't even say anything about it and you just release it. You're like, there's no zombie. What happened? I don't know.
Fair enough. Grid, we need to ask you, man, who was sitting there stroking Sable like a Bond villain. Quick one. We had an epic raid stream last week, man. Thank you for that. That was unbelievable. That was insane.
You're welcome.
How's the feelings 1 week later? What are we thinking now, brother? Are we a little bit more okay about it? Are you still a bit pissed off about the whole Conquest side of things, or where you at? Curious.
I probably hate it more. I hate what they did to the biggest ones for me have been JKL and Vader. And a lot of that stems from kind of the lore behind it, that who we know as JKL and who we know as Darth Vader are in the Star Wars films, the people that I think the majority of us here kind of grew up with, and that's kind of how we fell in love with Star Wars. And I thought it was so nice to see Darth Vader, who's not a journey guide character, be as good as he was, to kind of basically not like, it's not like he was keeping up with Galactic Legends. It's not like any Galactic Legend would ever lose to him. But the fact that on offense, with the proper timing and modding and all that good stuff and whatnot, that you could kill Galactic Legends, I thought it was a nice nod to say, like, here's Darth Vader. He's fucking awesome. And then same thing with JKL. Even though JKL is a journey guide character, I also like that he was so useful in countering some of those Galactic Legends. Again, a nice nod to a character that we all kind of fell in love with. And I've continued to have just horrible experiences with them. Darth Vader I've had like 7 debuffs on someone, and I've done a crit for like 90,000, which comparatively speaking used to be probably like 200 or 300,000 or something of the sort. It's just, I've gone up against Mothma teams where I thought I was going to lose. I watched a battle today where Cubs used a EP Vader Thrawn and lost to Bounty Hunters because his R8 Vader over there just was critting for like 50,000. It's so bad. It's continued to piss me off. And like, okay, fine. I wish Watt would do something else. Like, don't just take away the fact that it ignores defense. Still give us something. Say like, it still offense. ignores like 25% defense or 50% defense, or gives a bonus 25% or 50% offense.
Or ignores
something. Or ignores taunt. That'd be great. Something. It has to be a give and take. And I hate how they just simply took away from a lot of people. Gas had a little bit of a give and take. JKL had a very minor give and take, but there was so much more taking than there was giving, than I think that there should have been. And it's continued to frustrate me, sadly. But,
no, that's fair enough. Absolutely.
We're gonna do our best that we can, but yeah, it's continued to frustrate me, sadly.
It still hurt you more in GAC than anything, more than Conquest, Grid, or like
Conquest I haven't had a problem with so far. I feel like you guys were kind of talking about it. Conquest seems to the loss and damage or whatever it is can be made up for with data discs for sure. GAC so far I haven't had a huge problem with. The majority of that being because I tailor my GAC battles based on each individual opponent, and so far I haven't had a huge issue with it. I've definitely lost some banners because of it, but It hasn't been as bad in GAC. It's more just kind of like, I guess, disheartening. I've seen a lot of people on Reddit talking about, quitting the game, not necessarily because of just like in game how bad Darth Vader is, but basically how much they kind of just like chat on Darth Vader as a character. They're like, here, we're going to give you Lord Vader, so we're going to massacre our other Darth Vader in the game. And it's like, well, they're different. I wish Darth Vader was still. I wish they didn't touch Darth Vader. I
don't know, and Rick, curious man. Like I would have liked to have had our Vader back, but just not have it work against Galactic Legends, which was their whole intention, right? People using it as a legend counter. Is there a way that the damage, does not react to, a Galactic Legend or something like that? Like, how's it? There's got to be a way that we can continue to have the fun of what Vader was. And let's be honest, throwing that saber was a hell of a lot of fun, fellas. Let's be clear,
amazing.
right? It was awesome.
I love that.
It was great. There's got to be a way somehow that we can continue to have some fun with the saber throw, but not have it mess with their toy, with their poster child characters, Galactic Legends. Let's be honest.
See, I'm scared to use Vader now in GAC because I don't know if he's gonna do anything.
Yeah,
I'm scared to use him against Geos. I'm scared to do the Vader Padme counter, which was sketchy before, but you could make it work. Now, if you don't get one ability block, you lose. I mean, it's just using Vader now. He'll probably end up on defense for me, and I don't even know how that will do.
Well, yeah, I mean, this is the thing. I mean, Lego, we talked about it the other day as well, dude. I've been using it against sisters because I know that still works. Like, how ridiculous for a character that really, I mean, Darth Vader is one of the, he is probably one of the best bad guys in movie cinema history, let alone Star Wars, right?
One of the most iconic.
Absolutely. And he should be as deadly as he really should. Let's be honest. Now,
well, we are about to get like a better one.
A more whiny one?
Okay, so nuking Darth Vader to get Galactic Legend Lord Vader, that'll give us exactly what we had before.
Yeah, they're getting rid of the good Vader to make Crybaby Vader.
Fair enough. Oh my goodness, straight up. But Loki, do you want Vader to be better, brother? Do you want Vader to be better or not?
Dude, I'll be honest with you guys. I still used him against Darth Revan in GAC. It wasn't. I mean, you got to remod him different now, right? That's the thing. So, I used to mod him for like 100+% crit chance, right? And now, I just went back to like I go back and forth now. I guess I either put a full crit damage set on him or I just bump his offense up to like almost 10k. Because that's all he needs. He needs more damage, right? That's his problem.
Yep.
But to be fair, I've been using him and he's fine. You can check my GAC history, but I used him on a Darth Revan team. It was fine. So I did relegate on him. I have a feeling he's going to be good with Lord Vader when he comes out. So I'll gamble and see what happens. But that's my reasoning behind it. But yeah, I still use him. Yeah. Honestly, I still use Thrawn. They have different purposes now, but
what do you guys think about this in chat that's popped up? They should have just given Galactic Legends a buff that would make their team do double damage and take half damage. That way, Galactic Legend versus Galactic Legend will be even, and any team without a Galactic Legend would get crushed easily. That would solve the problem, wouldn't it?
That would make
Jamie
any off
Lafon 12
counter,
is now following.
That would make any off meta counter just gone. Like, we had an OTG member, their opponent auto set, and they had Kylo. So they had all the Relic First Order on defense, and it was auto set, of course, but it's still a slicker. And they could clear 2 teams. That was it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're like in Division 8 or something like that. So it's, I mean, you have no chance. If you have no chance now, giving it double damage and taking half damage would give it no chance.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's fair, absolutely. But that's a whole different story. Sense. Yeah, it's pretty full on. It really is. But yeah, look, I mean, we just want Conquest to work. I don't know about you guys, and I'll ask one after the other. But Lego, I just don't feel it's fun anymore, and that disappoints me. It really does. I'm a bit annoyed by it because the one fun thing about Conquest was we were doing stuff that we normally didn't do. We were using teams and combinations that you really couldn't use anywhere else, right? So,
yes and no. Like as I said before, I'm enjoying it because I'm enjoying the grind because to be honest, this whole game is a grind. Like anyone who says otherwise is kidding themselves. So you're in the grind from when you start the game. So this is just a different sort of grind. But yes, like when they first started Conquest, we were using the cooldown reduction and we were just going crazy with GMY, and that was easy. And but now that they've added these really high end rewards like Commander Ahsoka and now Maul, I understand why they've had to pull the reins on it a bit and make it a little bit harder, so that you feel like you've earned this character in the end. Yes, it also means that these characters now need to be way better than just a standard. Like when Razor Crest first came out, they put Razor Crest in there. You got it, you unlocked it, and you're like, cool, 5-star ship. Where am I going to use it?
Yep.
Like I got my 5-star Razor Crest and went, cool. I'll just put it at the bottom of my roster and I won't ever use it. So,
Yep.
And now that it's 7-star, I'm like, well, I don't have Executor, so I'm still not using it. But anyway, but then I got Cat and I didn't have JMK at the time, but at least Cat was usable in other teams. And now that we got Maul and we've seen the Maul kit, and we're like, yeah, okay, this guy looks like he's going to hit pretty hard. And obviously we're waiting for the Lord Vader kit, but I think that team's going to be pretty scary. So, I'm looking forward to it, obviously, now that I've got a better account to actually go and get him. But I feel like they've had to do some changes to not so much to limit the amount of people that can go and get him, but the ones that do get him in 3 months, 4 months, actually feel like they've earned the reward.
That's fair.
Not just cheese their way through a conquest.
Yep.
That's just my opinion.
No, it's fair. No, absolutely.
Yes, it's annoying that I've got to do 14 bounty hunter battles in the first sector. Like that's boring. Like I'm beating the same teams over and over again. But if they can fix that, if they can make those feats a little different, whether you're not having to do the same battle over and over again, then I reckon that's where they'll find a happy medium.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Absolutely.
Still make them challenging, but not make them repetitive.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Yeah.
And Ricky, what's it going to take for you, Ricky, to pick up Conquest again? Like, because, you just said you're not doing it. What would it take them to do to get you back involved and active in playing it again?
I like Lego Solution, just making it, I guess, more diverse. You do get to face a lot of teams, but let's say I have to gain Frenzy in Sector 12. I can't use Biston or Bosk against Bad Batch. I can't use them against Imperial Troopers because my Bosk isn't good enough. I can't use them against Gas, DR, anything like that to actually farm the feat. So I have to go against Phoenix and slowly whittle them down and let them take their turns to get that taunt once. And then I have to do it again 12 other times, however many. Not making it less of a grind, but making it a more diverse grind. That's how you keep people playing. Yeah,
fair enough. Absolutely. And Loki, quick one, because I mean, you like myself, and Lego now. We certainly have rosters which have a lot of the toys. Let's be honest. Do you think that Conquest is a lot easier for someone like us and we're underselling it? Like if there's a mid-range account, they would just be finding it so much more difficult because they have limited teams they can use to get these feats done?
Yeah, no, that's a good point. I think it punishes the player that's hyper focused on certain teams, whereas we have, like what you said, all the toys, and then all the toys magically are directly involved with the feats now, right? But there's a way to, again, there's people, I think Skeletrix or whoever, there's going to be content creators putting out some wacky teams that'll help you kind of cheese the feats. Like, Ricky mentioned Biston. Like I did Biston Ray. Like that was my team in Sector 5 until I could find the Tuskens. And I actually was able to get that Frenzy feat because I couldn't do it with Bosk because like what Lego said, I was doing bounty hunter feats in sector 1. So everybody's on like 20 stamina right now. But I used Biston and I got it. I hit him behind Ray, right? And then I got it. And then, you know, the brothers, the Maul and Savage, I threw them behind Sith Eternal and I got the feat on that too. That was really easy. And if you run into a gas team, you can just run those 3, Sith Eternal, Maul, Savage, and you'll beat gas easily, and then you'll get the feat. But yeah, I think it punishes the hyper focus. It definitely punishes free to play, which, you know, it sucks. But yeah, I do agree with you, Heinze, that not necessarily all the toys, but I mean, we have the teams needed for the feats. Now the next Conquest, they could screw us again. I don't have Ewoks built up, so they could throw Ewoks in the next feat, and then I'm screwed, right? Like, so I don't know, you know.
And Loki being screwed means that in like 24 hours he'll have them ready to go. Let's be clear.
No, I'm
That's
not
how
going to have
Loki
Ewoks
works,
ready
right?
to go,
just
man. I got so lucky on that.
Just
on that
makes
challenge.
it rain, and it's just next thing you know they're relicked, baby. That's how
that
Loki works.
That Galactic
You know?
challenge, right, where you had to do Ewoks. I was ready to go Gear 13, and then, you know, everybody put out videos. Oh, you can do them Gear 11. Okay, great. I'm just going to do that. You know? And I lucked out again, you know. The Jawa one is coming up, right? But I built up my Jawas, so we're
Yeah,
good.
no, I've got mine up. My Jawas are ready. Our boy Pills,
Right,
who's
yeah.
in chat, is waiting for the Jawa one as well, for sure. But
Ewoks confirmed for Conquest 8. God damn it. Stop it.
oh, that's great. But Grid, do you agree? You know, it's certainly easier with the if you've got more of the toys to get through. What are your thoughts on, you know, that same thing? Have you got a different opinion to Loki or not?
Well, I would say so. I think there's just a little bit too much grindiness going on, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
I've always, I mean, you could go back to I can remember as early as, oh boy, probably like 9-ish years old. Like when I was like 9 or 10, I played this game, if you guys remember it, Dynasty Warriors.
Mhm.
And there was one of the ways to unlock the character, or one of the characters, one of these super powerful characters. The only way that you could do it was you had to do like a series of like 12 things in a row. You had to kill a certain amount of people, and then you had to go to this one spot, and you had to break this special jar, and then you had to go over and fight this dude, and then you beat that guy, which opened up a special area. Anyways, extremely difficult, very frustrating, super grindy, and finally, eventually, you got it. But it was super rewarding to then get this awesome character. It's really cool. Kind of see where I'm going with Conquest. That when it gets kind of grindy, I can respect that. We're unlocking Darth Maul. Well, not Darth Maul. We're unlocking Maul, I guess you should say.
Yep.
We're unlocking Maul. Great character. Gonna be super good with Lord Vader. Gonna be really good with dark side characters, kind of in general. He's gonna be a really good character. But even for this, I think it's too much grindiness. And not just like grindy to like make it difficult to get a really good character. I think the word that comes to mind sometimes is actually lazy. And a really like kind of prime example of that is first sector boss, Padme. In order to get the feats, you have to do it full side of light side, full side of dark side, and an undersize. No matter what, that's 3 battles of separate teams. No matter what, you cannot do it any other way. Is that inherently a bad thing to have feats that are separate of one another? Not at all. But that's lazy to me. Light side, dark side, undersides. Like, come on. You can come up with better feats than that. You can come up with better things than that. And so I think part of the problem is it's this blend of not just like grindiness, but also like laziness. And it's not fun. It's not challenging. It's just repetitive or takes a long time.
Yeah.
It's not challenging. I love a challenge. If you guys haven't seen my Galactic Challenge videos, I pride myself in trying to find the lowest gear, the lowest like requirements to get through something. I think that's fun, but these aren't challenging. They're boring. And I think there's a pretty strong distinction between the two. Now, the direct point of, you know, you guys have more toys so you can get through and you can get more feats. I'm not even necessarily that upset about that because my Phoenix are dog shit and I'm still doing it. Same thing. I bring in my JKR or my JML, and I just make sure to time it right to make sure that Ezra or Kanan are getting the kills instead of somebody else, and it works.
Even my Gear 8 Kanan was doing work with Jedi Learnings.
Yeah,
Like,
you can make it
crazy.
happen. Those ones I'm not inherently like upset about, but some of these other ones that have, somebody like, you're just like, hey, what feature we have? Oh, full side, full light side, full dark side, undersized. You're like, really? We couldn't come up with anything more interesting than that? Like, really? So that's kind of where my frustration is lying. It's not necessarily challenging. It's just frustratingly boring.